Hello, everyone. Good day to where you are, and welcome to another vlog entry with me, Angelo. And today we are having a very special guest because she is my personal friend. And we've known each other since college. And since then, we've been exchanging books. And because of her, I also got inspired to write and to appreciate a lot of artsy things. So speaking of artsy things, one main topic that we will be discussing right now is about one successful artist who has really made 2020 her productive year. And she's a very talented artist because she has fans around the world and she has like, I think, 10 Grammys. But one thing that really um, connects her with a lot of her fans is her um, enthusiasm and optimism to see the beauty in all the things, despite experiencing some controversies or other related issues that she is facing, which I think the fans are defending her against them. So allow me to introduce our guest for this vlog entry, Miss Alve Jane Aranton. So I'll just introduce her formally. Alve Jane Aranton is an educator and a writer from Cagayan de Oro City, Philippines. Creatively, she writes poetry and essay, and also a list of short fiction as her recreational pursuit. Her works are found on her official blog, aptly titled Love is Written Here, with a link that I will provide in the description below. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's help us welcome Miss Alve Aranton. Hi, Alve.
Hi, hi everyone.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Thank you very much for being here and for accepting the invite as our guest for this vlog entry. I know that you've been having busy schedule lately because of your work, but we really appreciate you being here with us and talking about your inspiration and your interests in the music of um, Tay Tay herself, Taylor Swift. So jumping ahead, the first question would be, how long have you been a Swiftie?
I've been a Swiftie since I was in first year high school. So that was just like many years ago. So instantly I became a fan. Um, because her music are um, always personal, and I think everybody could relate to it. And since then, I've always been a fan. Like I really follow her whenever there's a new song that would come out, new album. I always anticipate it. I always get ready, and yeah, I've been a fan since Tim McGraw. So since Tim
Oh,
McGraw days, yes, I've always been a fan.
that's her first single, if I'm correct.
Yes, that's her first ever single
Wow.
that became popular. So before palang teardrops on my guitar, yeah, it was Tim McGraw.
So you are one of the original fans of Taylor Swift. Like during the time when she started her career, you were already there supporting her and listening to her music. Of all the since she has released 8 albums to date, was that 8 or like 9 or I'm not sure.
Nine, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So nine,
nine.
yeah, so it's 9 albums. Can you share what is one single of hers or one song of hers that has really made an impact on you?
Single. Oh my God, there are so many. But that would have to be All Too Well from Red. I
Oh,
think everybody has different interpretations of that song, and could have their own experience be explained through that song. And though it's not really that popular, it wasn't made a single release. People really liked it, and people really cried to that song because they love to sing to it. And there are just days now you want to cry, and I think that song is really a good companion for someone who's going through something.
yes. And one really a unique trait that we can find about like recognize about Taylor Swift is that every life event that she has experienced, she really has a song for it. And I think that as a creative person like you are, I'm sure that you have also been through some life events where you have been inspired to create your personal works and also creative works. So as a writer, what is one song or like an album that you would think is somehow similar by Taylor Swift with your body of work?
It would have to be folklore. Folklore really is something that is very special because the words that she wrote were a lot like mine. And not to say like she's I'm copying her or something, but it was the work that really resonated well with me, especially during that time we're isolated and on lockdown, and things were just not as easy. So it was like a warm hug, and I think that most of my works are like a warm hug to anyone who reads it, and I think there's a special connection that's going, even if she doesn't know. But yeah, folklore is really something special for me.
Right. And I've been reading your poems also, and they're very great. Your poems are available on your blog, right? So they're accessible to our readers, and yeah, I will put that on the description below so that readers can also have access to your works. Most of them this year have been inspired by two of her latest albums. So as a Swiftie, even until now, during the time when she announced her, it was actually a surprise album, right? During folklore, because when she released it, everyone was still not um, over Lover, because Lover has been like recently released last year. And during the release of Folklore, what was your impression, or what was your reaction when she announced the surprise album?
First, I was really surprised. I was shocked, just as many others, considering she was really productive and she kept it in secret. I was really surprised and shocked and really anticipating for it to come out. I was at work during that day, and my friend and I is also a very fan of her. I really waited for 12 noon for it to release,
Oh,
and we were really happy of course in the office,
yeah.
and we were really excited about it, especially.
Right. And it's so amazing because I think that's what how connected she is to her fans, right? Even though she lives in the States, she has her music is mostly in the English language, and then she has fans all over the world who can really like resonate with her like of her works. And um if you were to recognize or like state one album of hers that you think is would probably um, define your life story, or your yeah, if you were to have a soundtrack of your life, and you were if you were to choose one album that would fit that soundtrack by Taylor Swift, what would be it and why?
Um, can I have two choices?
Yeah, yeah, you can.
two
Okay,
two
let's
albums.
broaden
Yeah,
our
I,
choices. It's okay.
I think the most special ones are Folklore and Red.
Ah,
Red because I think it's very vivid and clear how she wrote those songs, and there's a specific song that's for perfect for personal experiences, and also Folklore because, as I said earlier, it really resonated well with me, and I think those two are my greatest favorites out of the things that she made. But everything is also good, all
right.
of it. I think I can choose. Yeah.
And I think that her album Red, I personally think that among all the album that she has released before she released Folklore, I think Red is the one that has the most poetic style, because most of her songs there are really really about like well, she does write about love, but then in Red she really goes all throughout it, like she has a narrative song in All Too Well, as you have mentioned earlier. And yeah, I think that you as a writer, because you have works published by Candy Mag and other outlets, you also like write about love. So I think that's one way for you to connect with her works. Yeah. So what
Yes.
is yeah
Yeah, I agree. Mm-mm.
yeah. So what is your overall reaction when she released her second surprise album this year, Evermore?
Still surprised, and like I was literally, my hands were shaking when I checked on Instagram, and I was really shocked and also very
Oh,
excited about it. Evermore.
right. And in that in her latest album, what is one song that somehow resonated with you, or you like not really above the rest, but one song that you feel is most in touch with you in terms of emotions and um yeah.
Um, well, not really by personal experience, but I think the way the story was told was Champagne Problems. I think it's my most favorite track of hers, and also Tolerate It. So those are my top two because they're really sad. They're really sad songs. I don't know. I love sad songs, and the way she captured those lyrics, it really tells a story, and you can really picture it in your head how she managed to make a really sad song, and yet she wasn't sad. So yeah, that was it.
Right. And I think most of them are really narrative driven, right? In folklore, I think three of her songs were connected. I think that was Betty, um, uh,
James and
yes, and
yeah,
also
the
the
other
illicit
girl.
affairs. Yeah. So what I like about that album is that she uh, really explored the perspective of the three parties in the relationship, the other girl, the main one, which is Betty, and also James. So yeah, those are like that's one I think triumphant style that she had imply or like employed in folklore. So what is your general message to your fellow Swifties who are getting excited all throughout this year despite the many things that have happened in 2020? What is your message to them when it comes to like the songs or the idea, the overall achievements of Taylor Swift?
Message
Yeah.
like anything. Um,
Yeah.
um, I think there's a really distinct similarities that we have as fans, as Swifties. We feel like we're like the same soul, and
Right.
I think what message should we say? That we just go on as fans as always and appreciate her music and continue to support. I think, yeah, I think that's what it, the message that I can give them. Yeah.
That's amazing because her fans are really like connected worldwide, right? And then whenever like Taylor Swift announces new projects, many of her fans are really like setting their time aside to focus on like her new releases, especially from what you shared earlier during the release of her album Folklore. You had a mini office party with your fellow workmate. So yeah.
Yes.
That's amazing. So do you look forward to in the next year regarding Taylor Swift's career and also legacy as a music artist?
I hope that there's a new album like underway. Woodvale. By theory, they say there's a third album, so I hope that's soon.
Wow.
But other than that, I hope that she release her re-records because her voice really changed a lot during the years, and that's really exciting to hear from her.
Right, that's amazing. So, would you still listen to her past albums in the next years to come, despite her if in the occasion that she would release re-recordings of her old albums and also new, potentially new albums as well.
Yes, of course, because there's always like a Taylor Swift song for everything,
Right.
and um, her songs really are a classic. You always come back to them, even if it's on Fearless, it's on Speak Now. There's always a perfect song for everything that goes on in your life. So yeah, I will still listen to her always.
Right, and it's very admirable because you were a fan of her since she released her debut album, and when she still started to get famous around the world because of her music. And what I really like about like her style is that she always gives credit and also gratitude to her fans. Like whenever she speaks in her acceptance speech during the award shows, she would always say na thank you to my fans. She really does appreciate the support that her fans have given her, and not many music artists have done that. I think of all the music artists who are really passionate about their career and their art, is that Taylor Swift is one who not only produces good work but also appreciates people who appreciates her good work. So yeah.
Yes, I feel like we're a part of that something bigger, grand thing. I haven't seen her in flesh, but I hope someday.
Yeah. And I must say too that it's actually because of you that I started listening to Taylor Swift. I mean, I wasn't really like unlike you during high school I was more into Lady Gaga and those music artists who are like really um sophisticated when it comes to like style and dress up during that time. And I think it was in the late 2000s, right, when um those music artists that still retain their creativity now have started um to release their debut works during that time. And when I met you in college, it was that was the time when I was influenced by your music taste. So yeah, I started listening to Taylor Swift, to Bon Iver, to Augustana, and that's amazing.
Thank you. I like to be complimented with my musical choices. Thank you.
So for you, Alvi, what are some of your upcoming projects for in terms of like poetry, your essays, your and creative pursuits?
Plans. I,
Yeah.
in terms of my like creative life, I don't have any major plans right now. I just see things come as they are and take one day at a time. But if I do have a random idea or something, I just type them on my phone. I think I write more on my notes now than on paper, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
But if there are new projects, I would let you know.
Yeah,
No major plans as of now. I don't want to take too much pressure or bring my pressure on myself,
right.
because if I do, then yeah, it's kind of scary and intimidating.
Right. And it's amazing because for the past 2 years, you have released two zins, right? I mean, like, how do you pronounce like zines or zin? Yeah.
Bye.
But those are really amazing because like for the knowledge of our viewers, during the past years, Alvi has released zins, and those two zins are filled with her poetry and also photography and images captured by also one of our dear friends, Pearl Aton. And it's really amazing because you released that in during I think that was in a local event here in our city, Cagayan de Oro City, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, during the soft events that we hold
Right.
at Chinkiti,
Mhm.
so yeah, we released there and we were able to sell those copies to readers.
And it's a an achievement that is really that would really reflect your milestone as a creative person, and it's a great thing. And I'm glad that these days you are still taking it to like taking the opportunity to like write poems and getting inspired by Taylor Swift's music because of them. And then I'm really like looking forward to more projects by you. But it's okay that since 2020 has been rough for many of us, so it's really like perfectly normal to like let things be in the meantime, and learn. We must learn to like hang on to things just so we could get through this year.
Yes, and it's nearly 2021, so I hope that it's going to be a good year, please.
Yeah.
A new beginning for all of us. That's all.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Alvi, for being here and for accepting the invitation in the first place. I know that you've been busy lately with work, but I really appreciate that you're here and to talk about like Taylor Swift, your experience with Taylor Swift's music and your favorite album and singles of hers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to everyone as well, to all the viewers of your vlog. It's not every day that I get to talk about my fangirl life, so thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Right. And I like for our viewers, I will be posting the link of Alvi's blog in our description below. And we will be looking forward to more beautiful works by Alvi and other artists who have been inspired by Taylor Swift's music as well. So thank you very much. And we
Thank
hope you
you.
have a Merry Christmas and a hopeful New Year.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.